So in this section, I'm going to talk about more about brush dynamics or pinstriping dynamics. I'm going to go ahead and just stripe a section of this and kind of explain to you as I'm going the best I can as to what my body's doing, what my arms are doing, you know, my muscle tension and all that, hoping that that will kind of help you out a bit. First thing is I'm going to go ahead and do this line right here. And you'll notice that this line is curving in this direction. So that means I'm going to move my body over here so that I'm pulling naturally this way. It's very awkward to pull across your body like that. You want to pull so that you're drawing your arm toward yourself. As I go down this line, I'm actually going to lift my elbow and at the same time, I'm going to try to make this brush tip down just a little bit so that I keep the same line width. So I put it down, and right here I'm pretty tense. I'm already cocking the elbow up, the wrist up. As I'm coming around, my support hand, I'm letting go of my support hand a little bit because it's impeding me. And now I'm actually rotating my hand away from the curve and coming around. So I start here, and once I put that down, you can see how I've locked it. See, I've locked it in there. So if I do the outside curve, I'm going to set this thing, the brush tip actually in that. I'm going to pull a little bit off of the side. Look how far down the brush is laying because I want to keep that same line width. And now my elbow is coming down, but it's also kind of swinging in towards my body. And my support hand, I just let off because it's kind of impeding. And now a lot of the tension's in my elbow. And now I just tense the front of my arm to be able to get around this. And I'm also twisting the hand out away from the curve. Okay, so you'll notice all those different things that I was doing. In addition to that, I was actually literally, as I was coming around here, I was moving my body sideways. I was moving my torso this way as well. So you can see that it's a lot more than just what you do with your hand, you know. It's your whole arm. It's this arm. It's the wrist. At times, it's this supporting hand for a little while. But like I said, one of the things that I learned was that I've learned is that the supporting hand is nice, but you can't be pushing against this hand. It's just there, just to barely, kind of like psychologically support it. It doesn't really support it that much. As I said, when you go around, I really do have my fingers pretty tight on this brush to keep it from wobbling, you know. So I'm going to grab some more paint here, recharge the brush, and I'm assuming you know how to charge a brush. I'm assuming you know how to palette. With one shot, in the particular temperature and the conditions I'm working in, I just do a tiny tip of the brush into the reducer, and then just go right to the one shot. Whoops, I got some stuff on there. That's not good. So let's do a curve the opposite way. And in this case, because I'm right-handed, I'm actually going to move farther over here so that when I come out of there, I can be pulling my hand away. That's very, very natural. So these fingers here, just to tell me this is where the surface is. And now all I have to do is just go like this, tip, 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 and that's how you do it, see? And the other thing, as I explained on the other video, is I don't start it like this. I start it like this. So the difference, you can see what my arm is doing. You see that? So how you start the line is really important. Your body position when you start is really important. Now, I'm also holding the brush in this fashion, but I could just as well hold the brush like this if I wanted to. I can even, well, in this case, I'm going to hold the brush just like this, just pinch it in my hands. And I'm going to use this hand under here as a support. And to do this, I'm going to move the hand down. I'm going to move this up a little bit so that it's about like this, so I have room to slide the hand on this hand if I need to. I'm also going to pay attention to where I set this hand so that I'm pulling towards, right? All right, let's see if I can do this. So I set the brush, see how I'm cocking my hand around like that? The brush is actually going to go right through there. That one wasn't as good of a line, but again, I have a kind of a weird camera set up here, so I'm having to work around it. And you can see what happened here is that it started thicker and then it got thinner. So that's the issue. But here, I mean, I'm squeezing the brush really hard to try to keep it from shaking or wobbling. See, so the line width still isn't exactly the same. And then what I can do is I could come back in and just kind of brush that off, or wipe this area right here if I need to with a rag. But again, normally that wouldn't happen, but just showing you there are different ways of doing this. So you can actually, you know, here I'm changing it again. Just do whatever is most comfortable, you know. I mean, that's really it. Whatever is most comfortable for you in any given position. And then lift the brush as you get to the end.